You know, honey, when I'm with you, I feel like a big box full of doughy-eyed kittens.
So, why am I doing this exactly?
Because I couldn't find a female for the role.
Oh, come on. I'm pretty sure Pixie Blossom or Eiley Monty would have done it.
Look, it doesn't matter. They were busy, alright? Just shut up, follow the script so I can review this movie.
Fine. Oh, darling, when I'm with you, I feel like a million butterflies made of chocolate.
Oh, Pookie, I love you so much.
Me too. In fact, I've got a little something for you.
Aw, you shouldn't have. What is it?
Well, it's right here.
The sketch is over.
With his beaver cap and his checkered tie, let's see what he has to say. What's he got for us this time? They're probably Blu-rays.
Aficionados Chris.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Aficionados Chris.
It's a common measure.
Aficionados
Shine the lights, shoot the camera, smile for the world in panoramas. He likes to impersonate walk-on.
Hey everybody, Aficionados Chris here, and today I'm going to be talking about not one, but two comedy feature films, and surprisingly, both are actually parody movies. A lot of people who talk to me will know that I'm not too fond of parody movies nowadays because they don't really try to be funny anymore. In fact, some of them are so bad they don't even really try to get good talented writers or actors or even a good budget. I go on Netflix all the time and I see crap like Supernatural Activity or Paranormal Activity, and it just really gets annoying that nobody really wants to try and make a good parody movie anymore. And I'm here to tell you that at least one of these movies in this collection is actually not only a very good parody movie, but quite possibly one of the best parody movies I've seen in a very long time. That one, of course, would be They Came Together with Paul Rudd, Amy Poehler, and written and directed by David Wayne, and also co-written by Michael Showalter from Stella and the State fame. And we're also going to be talking about a parody movie that's kind of bad. Haunted House 2 by Marlon Wayans. So we'll get to that a little later. First, let's talk about the good. They Came Together is a movie that I've heard about. I believe it was at TIFF or something. I remember a lot of people on We Live Film were talking about it, so apparently it was screened in a couple festivals, so I didn't really know much about it except that it was another David Wayne movie, and David Wayne's one of my favorite filmmakers right now because I love him from Stella and the State, like I said before. So when I found out a little more about this movie, that it's a satire of rom-coms, I thought to myself, you know, I would watch that because it's David Wayne. He's really smart. He knows how to write good comedy. I can't think of a single comedy he's made that I don't like. And before you ask, no, I've not seen Wet Hot American Summer, but I will definitely get on that. So I was really interested in this, and then I found out that it was also co-written with Michael Showalter, also of Stella fame. So I thought, two of the three Stella members doing a movie? I have to see this. So once I got to check out the movie, I was so impressed. I was actually enthralled at how good this movie is. This movie brings to mind all the really good parody movies from the past, like the kind of movies made by the Zucker brothers, like Naked Gun, and Airplane, of course, and Mel Brooks stuff like Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, Spaceballs. And the only other movie I can think of that really understood how to do a parody movie was Black Dynamite, and I think They Came Together is the first in a very long time that we've had a movie that not only does a great job being a satire, but is not afraid of just being absurd and funny. Now, some might think, oh, I don't really like goofballs, absurd humor, and that's completely understandable, but I really think a lot of people should give They Came Together a try, because if you've seen at least one romantic comedy, then you're going to get all the humor in this movie, because they perfectly understand the rom-com tropes and cliches. They make fun of all of them, and the best thing about it is that every time I watched it, I was worried that the joke was going to get old and wear thin and it wouldn't be funny anymore. But knowing David Wayne, he kept punching it up, it kept getting funnier and funnier, and the movie's actually not that long. So it knew how long it needed to be to tell the joke and then be done with it. That's how a good comedy should be, is that it knows how it's going to do it, it knows when to stop the joke, it knows how it can punch up the joke, and more importantly, it knows how to end the joke. And it works. This movie is hilarious. I think everybody should check it out, especially if you love good comedy, and more importantly, if you're just really missing those good old parody movies where they were actually really, really good. This is right up there with them. I highly recommend you all check it out and rent it. It's a fantastic comedy movie. I am so happy that we finally got a movie like this, because really, America needed this movie again. We needed the good parody movies, not the effortless cash-in parody movies. I wanted a good quality, well-written, and well-developed parody movie, and this is definitely that. Now, for some of you who have probably seen the movie and are looking forward to the Blu-ray release, you will be happy to know that there's some really good bonus features on this Blu-ray, which include an audio commentary with David Wayne and Michael Showalter, which I highly recommend you listen to. The featurette, they all came together. The original San Francisco Sketchfest table read, where the script for this movie was read to a live audience. The trailer, and of course some deleted scenes. Very good bonus features. It's the kind of bonus features you want for a release like this, and it's really worth it. So overall, you all should check out this movie if you adore comedy, and if you miss the good old days of satirical comedies like Airplane or any stuff by Mel Brooks, you are going to fall in love with this movie. And even more so if you're a fan of David Wayne or Stella and the State, you're going to love this movie even more then. Now let's move on to the bad. A parody movie that doesn't work, and I'll explain why. Let's talk about A Haunted House 2. Now first of all, yes, I've seen A Haunted House 1. I didn't mind A Haunted House 1 very much because I thought it had a couple good jokes here and there, and overall I thought it was a decent and enjoyable, and I put emphasis on enjoyable, maybe tolerable. I'll put tolerable comedy movie. I didn't feel like I wasted my life watching it. It didn't feel too long, and it did have a couple laughs in it. So I was, a little interested in the sequel because of the inclusion of one of my favorite comedians, Gabriel Iglesias. So I was willing to check it out, and yeah, I'm a little disappointed with this one. Now, like I said, the first movie's nothing great, but I at least was able to tolerate it. I didn't think it was a great parody movie because, well, quite frankly, the Wayans are not really good at doing parody as much as they used to. I mean, the first Scary Movie was kind of funny. I could see why people enjoyed it, but I was never a big fan of the first Scary Movie. I wasn't really a big fan of the second one either, but that's neither here nor there. So what did I think of Haunted House 2? My biggest problem with this movie is when they have a really good joke, and it makes you laugh, and I won't deny, I did laugh quite a few times in this movie for some good jokes. The problem is when they have a really good joke, they'll repeat the joke later in hopes that it'll be funny a second time. Of course, many people say, well, that's a running gag. Well, not always. In this case, just repeating the same joke in hopes that it'll be funny again doesn't really work. And what's even worse is when they have a really bad joke in here that they thought was funny, they'll repeat the bad joke over and over again in hopes that it'll be funny again. And to me, that's not funny. For example, a joke that worked is actually in most of the trailers where Marlon Wayans meets Gabriel Iglesias and they have the racist debate thing. That was really funny. But the problem is they keep doing that joke over and over again every time Gabriel Iglesias shows up again. So it's like, yeah, it was funny the first time, but now you're overdoing it. It's not funny anymore. Then there's a joke that doesn't work at all, which is really bad, which is also really disgusting, is Marlon Wayans having sex with the Conjuring doll thing, which watch it is like, this isn't funny, this is just disgusting, but they keep doing it over and over again where he's, either tricked into having sex with the doll or the doll sending sexy photos and all this, and it's just not funny. It was disgusting and revolting and unfunny the first time. It's not going to be funny again. Maybe to some people that's humorous. I can completely understand if that's your thing, and I would not judge you if that's what you like, but viewing it as a comedy film, and more importantly as a parody film, it really falls flat because the problem is there are some really good jokes in there, but they just either fall flat because they repeat themselves, or there's only a small handful of them, and trust me, there's only a small handful of really genuinely good jokes in there. So really, overall, I wouldn't recommend this movie to a lot of people, but then again, if you didn't like the first movie, I sincerely doubt you're going to like the second one. But hey, if you did enjoy the first movie, then the second one is definitely right up your alley. It is available on Blu-ray right now, and it does have a couple bonus features that I will list right here, which include deleted and extended scenes, which also includes a commentary with Marlon Wayans and the writer and director of the film. That's really all there is. There's not a whole lot of bonus features, but I don't think you really buy or check out a movie like this for bonus features, but it's nice that they do include some, extra features like deleted and extended scenes and a commentary. But yeah, overall, I wouldn't really recommend this movie to a lot of people, especially comedy enthusiasts. There's not a whole lot of laughs to be found here. But like I emphasized, if you do like the kind of stuff that I've been telling you is in this movie, then by all means, check it out, rent it. It is a movie of your taste, and I will admit there are some funny parts in the movie that I did laugh at. I just wish that there was more consistency of laughter in this movie, like They Came Together, which was always consistently funny. I would have liked more of that in this one. And I'm really disappointed because I did like the Wayans brothers. I loved In Living Color. It was a fantastic sketch comedy series, and like I said, I at least enjoyed the first Scary Movie. I didn't love it, but I at least enjoyed it. I think the Wayans brothers, especially Marlon Wayans here, can be funny, but I don't think they're really trying. I think they're just selling out to the masses because they need to pay the bills, which isn't a bad thing, but I just would have expected better quality entertainment from the guys that made In Living Color. That's really all I have to say about those two movies. Like I said, I don't really recommend A Haunted House 2 unless you were a fan of the original movie, then by all means check it out. But I do highly recommend that everybody check out They Came Together. It's a brilliant, hysterical, consistently funny satire of romantic comedies, and I can't express enough how much you need to see that movie. In fact, it's so good it might even make my top 10 of the year. Yes, I think it's that good. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and please have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Congratulations! You just finished my video. Pat yourself on the back. After you're done doing that, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you'd like to support my future videos, you can donate to my Patreon page. You can donate as little as $1 and cancel anytime. Everyone who donates gets their names at the end of the credits of every video, just like these awesome patrons. If you'd like updates on future projects, you can like my Facebook page and follow me on Twitter. If you're still watching? Well, here's a prize. You can watch some of my previous videos by clicking the annotations here.